107.5 WGCI, the shot's #1 for hip-hop and R&B. It's the morning show with Leon Rogers, Kendra G, and myself, Kyle. Yo, guest in the studio, man, hanging out with us today. I believe this might be the first time you've been in the studio with us.
Yeah. I don't know nobody.
Yeah, Vic Mensa's here in Chicago. What's going on, Vic?
What's up, y'all?
How you doing, bro?
I'm all well, man.
Yeah.
But before we go into anything, can I talk about, I love the haircut.
Oh, thank you.
You a whole sex symbol. I mean, you was already sexy, Vic, but then the hair.
How we started?
So where's the hair at? Did you throw it away? Do you still have it?
You know, what's crazy is I actually do still have it. I've been meaning to burn it on like a blood moon or a new moon or a full moon, but every time it's one of those moons, I forget. I get drunk.
Come on, man. Don't start no Illuminati stuff. You know the homies don't hear this Vic with the Illuminati. He gonna burn his hair on the blood moon.
What's the significance of that?
I don't know. I guess it's like they say that burning your hair on those days like releases the past or something like that.
Okay.
You can always sew it back in your head, though, if you want to keep it.
I can't do that. Just because people been doing that. I do that.
What made you cut it in the first place?
Man, you know, just on something new. Just new beginnings. I mean, I'm always, you know, kind of like changing styles and sauces. You know, it's a lot of people trying to dip their finger in the sauce these days, and it's very important to continue to add new ingredients and flip it because they're going to snatch it.
Yeah, that's real. So let's talk about what you're doing at the Bud Billiken.
Yeah, so I'm the Grand Marshal at the Bud with Dion Cole. Shout out to Dion, that's my boy.
All right.
And so, you know, I grew up on 47th and Woodlawn, so that was right down the street from the Bud. And, you know, I just remember, like, getting my outfits together, getting fresh, go ride my bike down to King Drive, get a snow cone or something, you know, see DJ Ferris out there or something. Acting crazy.
Yeah.
So was that big? Did you ever dream that one day you would be the Grand Marshal? Because I know Bud Billiken is like one of the biggest things that all the kids look forward to when school starts. And now you're like the Grand Marshal and you grew up here.
Yeah, it's amazing, you know, and I think right now especially is a particularly important moment to be highlighting things like the Bud Billiken Parade, because Chicago is something that everyone globally uses to point to and be like, look at this mess, you know?
Yeah.
And they don't see the positive things about our community, like having the largest African American parade on earth, you know? These are the things that they don't see, like celebrating the schools and the bands and you know, and just the community and how much support and love there is. So it's important to me to be a part of this.
Yeah.
What are you looking most forward to, seeing that you're the Grand Marshal of the Bud Billiken Parade? What aspects of the parade that you like the most? Like, what gets you hyped the most? For me, is when I see the Jukers come down and they stop and you got a big sound system playing Get Down Little Mama and the whole team footwork like crazy. I get hyped.
That sounds special.
Yeah.
I'm hungry, man, so I'm going to be trying to find some food.
Off to somebody's grill.
Hey, Vic, you've always, you know, put Chicago on your back, man. We see you out here representing the city very well. You know what I'm saying? We definitely notice that. You take offense when people try to put a bad name or a bad light on the city. And it's a good thing that you do that. And when you go out there and you're representing the city that way, have you found that people try to discredit you, or that they say, okay, you know what, Vic, I appreciate you presenting Chicago to me that way because I didn't know?
You know, I think that people in the city appreciate it. People outside the city, people on the internet. I mean, we live in a particular time when there's a lot of nameless, faceless people with opinions. And then sometimes those nameless, faceless people with opinions become named and faced, but still with these internet opinions not rooted in reality and consequences. But, you know, I'm a real person, and, you know, I live in a real world, and I was, like, raised in a real place. So I just don't tolerate all of that. And, yeah, it gets me into bumping heads with people, but that's all good.
Yeah. I read most recently you spoke out against Tekashi 6ix9ine and, of course, DJ Academics. Where are we at with that?
Where are we at with it?
Yeah.
What's the update?
Yeah, what's the
Well, because
update,
we
bro?
saw the video of the clip.
Right.
You was right. We was in the car. I said, we're going to just play it for the people that missed it. But
yeah,
it was passionate.
Oh, I mean, you don't gotta play it. It's all.
But you was talking about Street Fighter, though, right?
Yeah, the video game. No, I mean, these guys ain't actually real people. You know what I mean? So, and there's kind of more things that have come to my attention since that. It's like one of my little homies have been sent down there to shoot a video for them. And they spilled the beans to him, told him everything. Like 6ix9ine was like, "I'm not a real blood. Some people gave me money to get all these tattoos and to become this character. Here's the 2 guys that wrote all my raps and did all the music. Those guys
basically working for them people.
Those guys played my little homie the reference track of the Gummo song with somebody else doing the whole thing. So the whole thing is an act. And so, I definitely don't feel a way compelled to be like button heads with a complete actor.
Yeah, I feel you. I think at this point you're above that.
Or you get in trouble and your career is ruined because you put hands on somebody that's not really who they say they are. They basically working for them people.
Some people still got to get hands put on them.
Not your hands though, because we can't mess up. My whole thing was I didn't want the face to get scratched up. So I don't want nothing to happen. Like nobody's hands, and your hands got to stay clean.
You're gonna go to work. You're gonna do real damage.
I want to mention this too. Later on this afternoon, I'm gonna be with you, Vic, man, doing this thing with you. You're gonna be out here, and we're gonna help support Save Money, Save Life, your foundation, the things that you're trying to do for the community in Chicago. You're gonna be out there. I'm gonna be out there assisting you at the AT&T at 86 at South Cottage Grove. But let's just talk about what that means to you and what it is that you're trying to get across.
So with the foundation, I've started to be able to get resources and put them back into the community. I think that when you have situations such as that in Chicago right now with 75 shootings in a weekend and 15 people dead and just astronomical rates of violence, nobody seems to have the answer. You see that the police think the answer is to put a bait truck full of Air Force Ones and Louboutins outside of a basketball court where poor kids are playing. That's what they think is the answer. What I think is the answer is investment in the community. When you go through the communities, you see that people are set up for failure. I mean, it's a food desert where you can't get any fresh produce for miles. So the kids are being raised on Flamin' Hot Cheetos, and you wonder why they end up to be toxic, So we're working on doing a lot of things like getting lunch provided in certain schools where all the expulsion and long-term suspensions kids go that aren't being fed right, or doing these trainings for a program I have called Street Medics, where we're training and equipping first aid responders in the hood because there's no level 1 trauma center still on the south and west side. So people could address those gunshot wounds or have the skills to address the gunshot wounds before the ambulance takes too long, and maybe a couple of those 15 people could have been saved. And I mean, a human life that's such a valuable thing, and I think that we as a community have almost, I know I have almost become like desensitized to just to death and the loss of human life, but that doesn't make it any less valuable. So we're just trying to put the resources and the investment into the community so that we can preemptively try to address some of these issues that the mayor and the city only want to look at cosmetically.
Well said. You're a great selection to be a Grand Marshal for the Bud Billiken. And right now I want to bring in Maiti, who was also responsible for selecting you, and also Dion Cole, who knows so much about the Bud Billiken. Thank you for joining the conversation.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
So tell everybody your exact title when it comes to the Bud Billiken.
Okay, so my name is Maiti Singstack Rice. I'm the president and CEO of Chicago Defender Charities, and we produce the Bud Billiken Parade.
Nice.
So tell us,
86 years, right?
Yeah,
89
years.
I can't believe it. We're going on 90 years, so we're excited. And so this year, we're just really happy to have Vic Mensa as one of our grand marshals because of what he represents, as you heard just now. And so with that, it's more than just everybody getting together and marching down the street or parading down the street. We actually, the whole point of it now, we're saying parade in peace, especially with what's been going on. So I think this is the perfect event to happen after what's happened last weekend, to say, you know what, we're all coming together, we're supporting our youth, we're supporting education, and not just that, we're also supporting the parents, because we asked a lot of our sponsors, are you hiring? What else is going on? So we have things going on in Washington Park. This has been going on for over 50 years, because it's always been called Parade and Picnic, but I've changed the name to Parade and Festival. And we're going to have DJs in the park and stuff like, you know DJ Phantom, of course. He's like the main header of the helping us out with. We're going to have inspirational music, and all of our sponsors will be there. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
And bring me some food. I like when y'all be cooking on the side, like the cheeseburgers and the chicken. Yeah. I'm definitely trying to get some.
You ain't going to eat none of that. Do y'all have any roasted celery over here? I'm on a diet.
Well,
Disrespecting these people's grills.
One of our sponsors, Uber Eats, will be out there with Leon's barbecue, so that's kind of cool. Fun stuff like that.
So you mean can I be trifling and be on the float and call Uber Eats and have them drive up to my float?
Right, and tell them just come up on a
I'm definitely about to do that.
Right.
But let's Vic, I want to talk to you because you guys like you, G Herbo, Chance, Dirk. I feel like you guys are the OGs now to a lot of the young boys that's out on the street. Has there ever been any conversation between you guys as Chicago artists to kind of come and talk to some of the guys that are underneath y'all that really respect y'all words? Because I feel like sometimes a lot of us older guys, it falls on deaf ears. They receive it better coming from you guys. Has there ever been talk to all you guys getting together doing something like a self-destruction type song? You know what I mean?
You know what, the last time, and actually I just sent a record over to Herbo, but before that, the last time that we all spoke was Herb was doing a concert. Who was it with?
There's like 4 other people.
Okay, well, Herb was involved in a concert that he was trying to donate the money to mental health services and resources in Chicago for the youth, and so they had reached out to Chance and them, and then Chance and them was like, we don't really do that, but Vic's doing that, so they reached out to me. So he was going to donate the proceeds from his concert to us that we were going to use to hire therapists for the school Camelot I was just talking about with all the expulsion kids. And CPD actually shut down the concert, even though it was a benefit concert. CPD has shut it down, and so it never went down. So that's just,
one of the things
just indicative of how they really just don't understand how to make change, and are just racist and backwards. But regardless, I got a lot of love for those guys, and I admire what all of them are doing in their own lanes. And we always link up here and there, but you're right though, we got to do something like really unified.
Ill ass self-destruction song with all of the guys, you know what I'm saying? Like I think that would just be so dope, man. Yeah. So powerful for the city, because they really, when I hear cats talking, I'll be like, yo, we interviewing Vic Mensa. Yo, Buddy Nice, I mean, that because they got a whole nother different lingo. Right. Buddy Nice on Baby D Nice, boy. You know what I'm saying? I really want to see that from you guys, and I know y'all will make that happen one day.
Yeah. Speaking on Baby, who you dating, Vic?
Zero anyone.
Zero anyone.
You living your best life, right?
What type of woman?
Back and forth.
Do you have a preference of the type of woman that you like to date when you do date?
I just like women, man. I don't discriminate.
All right, so Chicago, make sure you go to the Billiken Parade this Saturday, because
sounds like some fillers was being put out. Yeah, I mean, if I didn't know no better.
She said right.
It sounded like some fillers was, little spider legs was being put out, little webs.
Well, 10 a.m. he'll be out there.
Yeah. What about you? Who do you like? You good? Okay.
Yeah, I got the hyphen on the back of my neck. I'm married.
So 10 a.m. the parade begins
Yes.
tomorrow.
Yeah. King Drive starting at 39th, going into Washington
You
Park.
know what,
ending
matter
at
of fact, I'm
51st.
pulling up on my motorcycle.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You got a hog, or you out here crotch rocketing?
It's a Harley. It's not like a big
I
chopper.
got
Something
sports stuff.
classic.
You got sports. Yeah, the
Look,
classic
like a
look.
little bit more sporty.
Cafe racer type style. Yeah, I
Type
see
demo.
you. I see you.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question. If you were to date somebody, would they be like in the industry? Would they have to do the kind of things that you do so they would understand your lifestyle?
I mean, I wouldn't put any boundaries or limitations on somebody. I think that like that might work out better than how other things have worked out in the past, because I would probably need a woman with as much going on as me, because I've always had the most going on, and so that puts a woman in a particular position of being like, well, we always got to go by your schedule. I'm like, that's because I got a hell of a schedule, you know?
What about dogs? You like dogs?
Like to date?
Yeah, no, just dogs. You like pets? You like
Ain't got no time for no pets. He on the road.
I want a hairless cat.
A hairless cat.
We all do, Vic.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm here all
That was
week.
good. That was good. I didn't even think about that from where we were just running.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's about time to remind everybody tomorrow.
What?
The
Billiken,
Billiken Day Parade is
That's
going
tomorrow
down.
Saturday.
No.
Oh, sorry.
It's going to air Friday. So tomorrow the Bud Billiken Day Parade is definitely going down. I want to remind everybody again, this afternoon, Vic, 86 in South Cottage Grove at the AT&T store. We'll be out there to help support your foundation, save money, save life. I'm going to be out there with you, bro. So we want everybody to go out there today and then everybody to meet up tomorrow for the Bud Billiken Day Parade.
And one last thing, we know Vic Mensa signed to Rock Nation. Jay-Z and Beyonce are in town this weekend. So if they do anything like an after party, if you bring them somewhere, please let me know. So I can do that. I will pose as a server. I will play my role.
The woman already said she would sacrifice herself so Jay-Z and Beyonce could live.
No, the question was if I had to get rid of Jay-Z or Beyonce. I thought about getting rid of Jay-Z, but then I felt there's no Beyonce really without Jay-Z, the kids, the song. So I would take my own life to make sure that Beyonce would still be happy.
Oh wow, that's really kind of you.
That's really kind of you.
I'm not gonna hold you. I doubt there's an after party with those guys. They probably jumping on a plane.
Right about it.
They here Saturday too, Friday night.
Yeah, ooh, they are here, so then you might have a shot.
All right, there it is, man. Bud Billiken Day Parade. Don't forget, tomorrow's going down.
Thank you, Maiti, for joining us.